Welcome to FIBERCAST. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
I like to sew like I'm driving a tank.
I like to knit and crochet, and I think the neighbors think I'm playing Breaking Bad because I've been dying in the garage so much. Yarn dying.
And you like to watch.
You do. Episode 40 and Hustlers, let's get creative AF.
Love it. Yeah, we're live, gang, so let us know if our sound is right. We can go up, we can go down. We're going to go with the mood.
We're going to go with the flow. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're still in January, so we're technically allowed to say it, right?
100%.
You're like, I guess, so Happy New Year to everyone.
We're going to be the last to actually get to say and celebrate Happy New Year, everybody. We hope that the New Year has been kind to you thus far and that good things are happening.
Good things are always happening. Speaking of New Year cheersing, look at our new mugs. Look at our new logo.
Oh, which way do I go?
It's like Spaceballs, merchandising. I mean, we have merchandising everywhere. So we had a New Year's Eve bingo. It was amazing. It was a fun. It was a fun. And then after it was a fun, our friend Michelle, who was on bingo, said, "Hey, my sister makes these cool cups. Mugs, cups, tumblers. Would you like to have some?" And we said, yeah, because we have a new logo. So we made a little deal, and look what they did.
Love it.
These are amazing. These are by...
I can't ever get it right.
So these are by
sipping.
Kara's Keepsake. Wait, Kara's Keepsakes at gmail.com, or you can go to Instagram, which is Kara Keepsakes, then a little underscore after it. So if you're in the tumbler game and looking to have something done, Kara could probably help you do that.
Love it. And, you know, Michelle, we saw it. She's like, I wonder if they're going to mention our mugs today.
And we did. And besides that, Michelle also sent me a skein of her yarn since we're talking about her. She owns Maximum Yarnage. I don't know if you've heard of them, but you can go to Instagram and see her yarn. This colorway is Picard after Star Trek, which you've been in a Star Trek mood lately. Picard is a finger and weight. Oh my gosh, I'm that person that reads underneath their glasses now. It is a 70-25 Superwatch Merino, which would probably be 75-25, 462 yards. And it is complete gorgeousness. Look at that. Michelle, thank you so much. It's got that woolly feel, and it feels really good, and I can't wait to see what I am going to make with it.
Well, hang on. So you're just coming in hot with all of these goodies that are coming our way. So let's take a step. And for those who may not know us, my name is Chip. I'm a passionate sewer and quilter, and I've been sewing since 2015. 2015. So that was that 7-8 years now.
We're in 2023. That would be 8 years. Yes, it would.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy because Chip, my love, we've been together for even crazier, 14, 15 years.
I mean, who's counting?
If Seamus is 14 or 15, we're technically not married, might as well be. We've been together that long. He said, "Hey, I want a sewing machine one day." And I'm like, what? Got him. Boom. He's been sewing ever since. And some of you have heard this story before, but I found myself in many sewing places like Joann's and crafty places. And I was like, well, instead of being bored here, I'm going to figure out what to do. So I looked at the yarn wall and said,
how could you be bored?
With looking at fabric and, okay, just sewing's not my thing. But then, so yeah, I picked up a yarn and some yarn, hooks, needles, all that stuff. Boom, here I am, now a knitter, crochet, and dyer. We're also out of the Seattle, Washington area, where we currently reside with our cat, Seamus, who is our everything.
But most importantly, I mean, like, if there's something that could be said about this tacky little show that we've been doing for a couple years now is that we love you guys. We love the community. And so, yes, we may not be here. We may be here infrequently, but we are here. And we actually are very busy with our favorite peeps. And so, like, yes, one of our resolutions, I don't know if it's called a goal, is like we're going to be more consistent. So like, oh my God, gang, you know, we're you heard it here first. We're going to give you consistency. So we slid into January. We're wishing you a happy new year, and we're going to try it. We're going to try. Fingers crossed. But that brings us to Erin did a little poll on the YouTube community. So if you're following and you're subscribing, you probably may have seen this come up on your radar. But Erin, you put it out there. Did you make any crafting goals for the new year?
Correct. On Wednesday, I put up on our community a little poll. For some reason, the polls never work on the iPads, so they work on your phone or probably your TV. So if you're on your iPad, you're like, I never see a poll. Maybe go to your phone or something like that. So I said, hey, hustlers, did you make any crafting goals for the new year? And we got responses back from millions of viewers. We hit 6,000, gang. So all 6,000 of our viewers did the poll.
We are internationally tolerated.
Yes. So out of 104 votes, 30% said, yes, I'm right on track. Then 23% said, yes, but I'm already behind. I'll catch up eventually. And then 47% said, no, I ain't got time for that. So for those who are trying to stick with goals, we wish you the best of luck. And for all you who don't got time for that, I 100% understand.
So, okay, what would you have voted?
I didn't make any goals. I really didn't make any, except for, I'm trying to think. It tastes much better out of this mug. Did I do any goals? Just yarn dyeing goals, but not knitting goals. Why?
I feel like if I had to answer this question, it was just popped up on me, I'd be like, okay, let me just have the clipboard, and I would pace back and forth and really evaluate where I am at in life, which tells you that I really haven't set any goals other than just consistency and like actually writing things down that I can commit to, and like really picking the things that I want to do, not what I need to do, because when we start getting into all that whole, that plethora of need, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to do this instead of I get to do this. So my whole year for 2023 is I get to do these things, and I better write them down because I'll never do them.
It's true. So maybe I need to do those. I get to do this.
Exactly. Hustlers.
Hustlers, start hustling.
You get to watch.
You get to watch all this amazingness happen. What else has been going on?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Can I just tell you about Linda Carter and how she just handed me the money a couple days ago? So you know that every once in a while I would like to dabble in the casino. Every once in a while. It's been a while since both of us have been there together. I had one of those coupons that said, hey, free buffet for one of you. And I can't pass up a free buffet. And so I'm like, hey, would you like to go on a date night? Because one of us is free. So we got in the car, drove there. Got to the buffet. The buffet this time was actually meh. It was the Snoqualmie
I was
Casino.
delighted.
So I love crab. And back in the day, I sound like an old man, 3 years ago back in the day. Pre-COVID, when you would go to the buffet, they would say, would you like to add crab for $5 more? And you say, yes, I would like to add crab for $5 more. So we get there. She's like doing the total, and I'm seeing go like $100 and some bucks. I'm like, I'm sorry, what happened?
Well, I thought I had a coupon.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I had a coupon. What happened? Oh, no, crab now is $35 a pound per person. I was like, oh, fantastic. We don't want the crab.
She's like, well, you can share it. And I'm like, a pound of crab?
Yeah, like, who's going to share a pound of crab, especially somebody with this physique? I don't think so.
No. So, sans the crab, and get it, sand? Sans the crab. I had the prime rib, I had some lovely red potatoes and some asparagus, and it was delicious.
Mine was meh. But anyways, the best part was...
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Yes, once we got out there, Chip played a little bit, won some money. We didn't go crazy. And then
I won $100.
Yes, I took Chip's money, lost a little bit of that. Then we're like, do you want to go? We should probably go. Then we're walking around. We're like, okay, let's just take one more lap. And then we saw good old Linda Carter there.
Wait, we went all the way into the nether regions of the casino, like way in the corner. There was the only thing was the shipping dock was like right next to this machine. If we were any further away, we would have been outside.
Yeah, very true. So Chip put money in one. I was like, okay, I'll put a little bit more money in this. Did down to my last $5. I was like, okay, might as well give it to the casino. Boom, shoo, boom, Wonder Woman. And she like comes up and she's like, and not like we're not rolling in it, but at least it paid for our gas, it paid for our meal, and I think I have like $40 up left over. So yes, Wonder Woman treated us very well. And you even hit the jackpot, but you did a little guy 50-cent bet.
Because I was down. I kept losing, so I had to keep lowering my bet. And then I think I won $10, and I was like, here.
But it was so nice to actually kind of have a little casino win and have a good Friday night.
And usually, I mean, like that's our rule, and this is all we'll say about the casino is our rule is when you, I never play tables. I only do slots, and when you hit a big one, cash out. Do not even one more spin. Just cash out.
Is that what happened when you met me?
I cashed out.
You met a big one and you're like, no, I'm cashing out. I'm not playing anymore.
All right, let's get to it because we have an agenda for you.
We do.
I hope you guys are like crafting and like stick around because there's a lot of good stuff that we gotta share with you.
We got stuff. We have stuff.
Yes. So, Aaron.
Yes.
You made that?
Chip, I didn't because I have not finished anything for many, many months. So let's skip me to, hey, Chip, you made that?
Gang, this is not going to go well. I have nothing done. I have nothing finished. Everything is in flux.
Yes, we have no finished objects.
So check that one off. We're just going to use our little happy pencil and say, you made that? Done.
Yay, that was super easy.
Aaron.
Yes.
What are you making?
All right, let me start with, oh, look at this. It's in a chip basket. So a bunch of us on our Thursday night knit nights are currently knitting the Vertices Unite. So I said, hey.
V2?
V2. Yeah, Vertices. Wait, what's the two?
The second Vertice along.
Kind of. The big one was a big one that I held, 2 years ago? 1 year ago?
I mean,
it wasn't. I don't think I had a knit along last
it was
year.
It was a different era.
But anyways, I'm wearing a Vertices Unite right now. It's made out of Serial Knitters yarn. I made Chip a Vertices Unite last year, made out of Serial Knitters yarn because they're one of my favorite yarn companies. And then I was gonna make the new one with my own yarn, but then I passed this luscious Serial Knitters yarn that was already in my cubbies, so I started with that. So I am currently on section 3, and here we go. This is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. It is a fingering weight on 3.7 millimeter needles. And basically what you do, let me do a little, give me a second. What we're doing here is you go through in sections. So this is section 1. When you're gonna alternate 2 different colors of yarn, you can make them contrasty, you can make them kind of look together. This plumish color is called Dusty Plum, and this other color is called Quack. And this color,
lovely.
this Quack has a few speckles in it, and it's more of a brownish, super, super nice, super rich.
You can see like the little blue.
Yeah, there's this like hints
Just
and hints of speckles.
Blue.
Then we go over here and we have the brown is reindeer, and then darker brown, which if it wasn't next to the brown would look a really, really deep purple, is called Deep Relaxation. And then section 3 is Wild Ochre, Ochre, yes, which is Wild Ochre. So
Wait, Aaron.
yes,
What color is that?
Ochre. It's one, oh, and I just ripped some stitches out. But I'm gonna not panic right now.
Oh my
even
God,
though
did
there's
you?
about 20 stitches that are out of its hole. Let go and let the yarn gods.
What are you making?
So that's what I'm making. I'm making a mess. That's what's happening. But this is really a super easy pattern for those who have not done it. One, I love the one I'm wearing. Let me just take it out just to show you how big this one. This is my first one I made a few years ago. I just ripped off my little mic koozie, so if I sound a little bit different, I apologize. And it's done in 6 different sections. We have 1, which is the biggest, then this section down here is 2, this big is 3, which is kind of supposed to be your color pop, and then you finish it off, where am I? Over here. And basically you're using 5 skeins of yarn, just alternating them in different ways to make this pattern. Literally, like I said before, it's my favorite pattern because it looks good on anyone, anybody. It's very creative. Sorry, everybody, I think this is wrestling on the microphone. And that's what's happening right now. If you want to see the colors in their natural state form, here we have the Dusty Plum, Reindeer, Deep Relaxation, Quack, and Wild Ochre. All these are by Dye House by Serial Knitters. Check them out. This is an 80/20, I think. Let me check it out real quick.
Is that Dye House Serial Knitters Underground?
Yeah, well, if you just put in serialknitters.com, you'll get there, but it is underground. But yeah, it's 450 yards. It is an 80/20 and 100% delicious. Third time knitting it. Section 1, gang, is, oh, these poor needles just ripping out of the hole. Section 1 is almost its own size of shawl. So it's kind of like I was telling Scott, because Scott is knitting this, a friend of, Instagram friend. I said, section 1's kind of like driving through Montana. You're like, oh, I'm in Montana, here we go. Then 8 hours later, you're like, I'm still in Montana. Once you get over section 1, all the other sections go pretty quick.
That's a really good analogy. I think I'm going to have to use something like that.
Yeah, because once you get through Montana and start section 2, it's like driving through the little top of Idaho. That only takes like a few hours to get through there. Then you go through Washington, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but if you can do knits, really no purls. There is some short rows, but it gives you great instructions and things like that. Great shawl. I mean, look how good I look.
All right, so now Carrie is saying, Aaron, damn it, fix it.
Well, I can't fix it. I am live and I am on a show.
What, you can't knit and do your thing? I mean, like, you're supposed to be this, like, you know, I'm a knitter.
I am a knitter, and I'm going to fix it afterwards. But there's Scott. I'm looking forward to that.
He says he's looking forward to Montana.
You should. I mean, Montana's good. But just remember, you're going through Montana, you're like, I've been in Montana for a very long time. So, yeah.
And you know what, Mrs. Kravitz, she's saying your color palette is always awesome, Aaron.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that, and I agree with you. Mm-hmm. Now, Chip, what are you making?
I'm making an adventure. I'm quilting, and I am actually doing a quilt along that I'm hosting with my favorite Rainbow Gang. These are the people that started 2 quilt-alongs ago, and we have assembled a nice squad of people, and we're just like, hey, gang, like, you got the ideas going, and then I was just like, poof, I'm pushing this one. This is kind of funny. Tula Pink is a very popular and famous designer, and she comes up with quilt patterns. She also comes up with her fabric lines, and she just like is really busy with her prints. So some of her fabrics kind of scare me, and it's kind of a good scare. I'm not using Tula Pink for this quilt along, but it's the 100 Modern Blocks City Sampler. And what's really nice about this, believe it or not, this was written in 2013, so 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And what's funny is that within our squad, we're now calling ourselves the CD Peeps Gang, there's about almost 20 of us. And we have people that have started this project years ago and never finished. That would be Tracy over at...
Curly Seams?
What?
Curly Seams?
Yes, Curly Seams. Well, I think of her as Tracy in Stitches, too.
I was like, you look like I cursed at you.
No, and then there's Emma, who we've started maybe 2 weeks ago, and I think yesterday she just started picking out her fabric. I mean, not pointing anybody out, but when we do a quilt along, it is meant to be a lot of fun, no pressure. You do what you do when you want, and like, I think it was like a year after I did the Alaska Rainbow, I finally quilted it. So like it was put on the long arm and sat there for a year, decommissioning the machine for any other future work. And Aaron tapes up a sign that says, for display only. I'm like, well, he ain't wrong.
It was a hint.
But let me tell you about this Tula Pink City Sampler quilt. And what's really fun is it's a sampler of different quilt blocks. So for you guys who are maybe sewing or quilting curious, this is maybe a good starting project because there's not a lot of complexity to the blocks, but there's many pieces to each block, and no two blocks are the same. So there may be some that are similar, but they're not definitely 100% repeated. Now, within this is different versions of the quilt layout, which is awesome. So you could do, this one is 100 quilt blocks, but maybe you want to do 70, maybe you want to do 80. You know, there's different numbers of blocks that you can do. So you choose your own adventure. And then there's one that is, I'm doing the layout called the gridlock, I think. Let's take a look. Here it is, gridlock. So I'm gonna go and show you here. So this is gridlock. And basically, this is the layout. It's gonna be 10 by 10. And she's done it in kind of a rainbow effect on using all of her fabric. I'm not actually using her fabric. I'm using Bohemian Rhapsody by QT Fabrics. And what's really cool about this is that this was a quilt along, the last quilt along, which again, we have no pressure to finish. So this was the one that I made doing the Robin Long. Oh, it's a little bit caught there. And this was a maker's medallion. And when I made this one, what I found is by limiting the number of colors in my palette, I really was able to achieve more of a comic book look to it, which is why I absolutely love this. So with this black and white background, and actually I think this is Allison Glass background, and I'm going to use that again for the sashing in between all of my blocks. So my background is going to be again in all of this black and white. But what I really wanted was when I'm choosing color, I want that color to just pop out at you. So I finished 20 blocks now. So we're pacing ourselves for 10 blocks a week. And I'm not going to take you through all of them. This is the first one was not my favorite just because it's so dark. So we're not going to show you that one. I might redo it.
I liked it though.
All right, I'll show it. All right, so let's get a zoom here. So this was block 1, and blocks number 1 through 15 all have a cross. So there's different variations, and this is block 2, and then block 3, and again, this is Bohemian Rhapsody. And I think it's a lot of fun. So you can call it pluses, you can call it crosses, whatever floats your boat. But I'm really just enjoying playing with color, and I'm gonna go for all 100 blocks. Now, what's really interesting is that when you're picking out these little pieces of fabric, this is supposed to be 100% scrappy. So you're really not relying on yardage per se. Like you don't have to say, I need so many yards of this or how many of her fat quarters of something. I'm just going with scraps. And so I have a big bin. When I bought the Bohemian Rhapsody fabric, it was lovely. And I picked almost every color. So what I'm doing is taking my AccuQuilt, because I have all of these dies, and several of them are like the exact size that I need for for some of the blocks. So I might, like this one is a 1.5 by 2.5, and I may need 4. Well, this die cuts 4 of them for me. So boom, I really grossly cut out my fabric, slap it on here. I just run it through my go cutter, which this is crazy. So what's awesome is that all I do is I run this on a flat surface.
I was going to say, it has to be flat usually. Do you want to pick it up? You got it?
I'm good. So literally, you're just running, you put your fabric down, you put your mat on, and then you like to crank. I like to crank sometimes. Come on, what did I do?
Come on, crank.
Oh, because I'm going the wrong way. I cranked the wrong way. So you just put it through, and then literally you just, voila. I mean, like you take your fabric off. I didn't have any fabric prepared, otherwise I would have showed you.
The AccuQuilt is a game changer for Chip, and it always has been since the day he brought it home.
Yes, so, like, if there's a way to cut my time, because you got all these little pieces, and like there may be like 17 pieces of fabric for one block, it's nice when I can just boom, 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 cut it out, not have to worry, and then I get to get back to sewing, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm an AccuQuilt go-getter.
Again, 2 years in a row. That's pretty awesome. I love it.
So yeah, so I'm very excited. We are, I think we got another maybe a month and a half or so. The whole thing's going to run about 12 weeks. So you're going to see maybe on Instagram, if you're following, you'll see some of my blocks and make.
How many people are involved with this one? Like 20?
Almost 20.
Almost 20. That's good. That's a good group. Good.
Yes. So if you haven't already, and I'm sorry to extend this, but all of us who bought the Tula Pink book, many of us got it spiral bound. So you just went to your local Kinko's or, maybe Staples, and they just really just shave off the end of it and then make it spiral bound, literally for $5. I mean, like, and what's nice is that when your pattern or when your book, it just lay it open and it stays open. You don't have to worry about like ruining the spine by pushing it down. Unfortunately, when I went to go get mine spiral bound, a few of my pages had to pay tribute because he put holes on the wrong side, and so they actually had to remake. I don't know if you can even see this. So like, it's very faint. You can see that they photocopied this on near as possible the same stock of paper, but you can see like these pages have the photocopy of the holes. And then the guy had the nerve, as I was picking it up, he had the nerve to say, okay, whenever you're ready, that's going to be $5.72. And I'm like, didn't say a word. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be charged for this. And I said, I think we're finished here, right? And he said, oh yeah, I think I remember my manager saying that there wouldn't be a charge. And I said, okay, well, thank you for doing the best that you could.
Classic Chip.
So it was free.
That's because I have books downstairs, like the Rib magazine and some other knitting books. And sometimes if I want a pattern from it, I don't, just because I'm like, oh, I need to photocopy it, or I don't want to like really ruin the spine. So I'm like, should I take my Rib magazines and go get them spiral bound like that? But then we talked about this too, like Rib magazine, are they collectors now because they don't make those 3 books anymore? But then does it really matter? It's not like in 20 years, but like, oh, Rib magazine, like in the back corner, $50, nothing like that. So I think I might try to get some of those that I want to use more, just because they're not spiral bound like that. Spiral bound, that way it'd be easier just to lay in front of me and
exactly. And like I have a oh my gosh, I haven't seen them in a long time. Hello, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. We love you. I hope you're doing well. I know I saw that you got new windows.
Yay!
Up there in Canada. Okay, so this is really going to be like this is going to put you in one of two camps. So, on my personal Bernina, I have put stickers on her. I'm like, I'm still trying to fill up all the negative space on my machine. Likewise, in my personal for my personal books, I'm writing in my books. I'm like, you see, I have my little pencil in here, so I make notes for myself, and I'm like, remember back when, you had Grandma Schmidt.
I do remember
And
when I
she
had
would
Grandma
have-
when she was alive. Yes.
She would pass down her beloved cookbook, and there was stuff stuffed in there, like pages, and she had it all marked up,
Yeah.
and it looked like it had been through the mill, but it was like cherished, and you knew that it was her. And it makes it that much more special. And for me, like, put stickers on your sewing machine, write in your books. Carrie over at the Creative Obsession, she is my arch enemy because she will not do that.
Was she not? I think differently of Carrie now. What do you guys write in your books? And have you ever got anything spiral bound? If you're watching this after the live, you can comment below. But I'm just curious how many people are like, oh, I do this all the time, or I never even thought about that, and now I want to do it because now I want to kind of do that for just some of my books, just to make them more.
Exactly. And it's like your grandmother's china sat in this cabinet. Don't breathe on it. Don't look on it. And it's like, dude, you are going to die someday.
Oh, those china cabinets.
You're
Don't
going to
touch
die
the good
someday.
china.
Live. Use the good china. Write in your books. Put I'm sorry. I'm passionate. I can see you're very passionate about this.
Those people that are saving that bottle of wine, just drink that bottle of wine, and I can't tell the difference between a $2 bottle or a $200 bottle, so it doesn't even matter to me.
And you know what? I'm going to smack somebody. Look at this.
He goes at the radio, we are late, can you start over? Yes, we will start over for Ray and Kevin. You do, episode 40.
Episode 40, and you like to watch.
Oh my God.
Honey, when we say we're starting something, we start on time.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Aaron, what are you making?
So what am I making? Let me grab my gigantic Janet tote from the Scrappy Angel, because I have a project living in here. Look at this, guys. This is a Janet tote. I have my pattern here, so I know exactly what's in here. There's a backup pocket right here that I keep my stitch markers and stuff in. And then there's just tons of room inside.
Angel, you have created an animal here. He loves, I think started him on yellow.
Oh, look at this pop of yellow inside, guys. This is, and there's so much room in here. It's perfect for a sweater. The Janet tote from the Scrappy Angel. Ting. Yes, but totally in love with this bag. Inside of the bag, I am making the men's classic raglan pullover by Jane Richmond. It is a paid-for pattern, so I can't give you much details, but let me pick it up right now.
Oh, and it has a see-through window.
It does. We covered that.
Oh.
I said it's a great place to put your pattern, so you know what's in there, so you don't have to what's in there. You can just
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to replay it for Kevin and Ray.
Catch up. No. Because of my yarn dyeing life right now, I started this probably in November because I was like, I just need something easy, and I was like, this looked easy, and it looked good on the model. Of course, I don't have a picture of the model, but I think I'm making the extra large size. Super easy. One thing about this pattern, paid for, can't tell you much, but it actually starts where you knit back and forth, then do your short rows and things like that. So it doesn't automatically start in the round. So yeah, knit back and forth for a while, then eventually you join in the round. I have bound off for my arms. And I'm probably about to my belly button, so I needed to go a little bit further before I start the ribbing. Then I'm going to start the arms. I like the way it's looking so far. I tried it on. The fit is good. If I dropped a few LBs, the fit would be a little bit better, but whatever. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn, non-superwash, because superwash, the last few times I've used Knit Picks superwash, it grew excessively, and I'm trying to avoid that. But maybe I don't want to grow excessively right now, so I am just trying the regular non-superwash. I don't have the ball with me to find out what color it is. It might be underneath Chip's armpit. Tickle. What happened? That blue, I know. Karen, it's an amazing blue. Oh, here we go. The colorway is Arctic Pool Heather, and this is 110 yards, 50 grams, and is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. And now it's a little toothy,
Aaron.
but it's. Are we not live? What
No, we're
happened?
live. When I was 23, No, I think I was 20 and I was at a bar and this guy says, "Oh, I'm from Peru," and I'm like, "Well, where is Peruvia?" You said Peruvian yarn.
Did I really? Well, wait, hold on.
I think it is.
Before I looked like a jerk.
Well, no, that's correct.
Okay,
I didn't understand where Peruvia was.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, did I? Okay. Peruvia is in Peru. It is the capital of Peru. I've never been to Peru. I would like to go. I've never been, well, we don't leave the country much or even their zip code, but we should go to South America sometime.
What about this sweater?
Back to the sweater. It's, like I said, it's a little toothy. It's not the softest, but I think it's going to hold up pretty well. And
Against what?
Against this. So when these grow and this goes down, sky's the limit. So yeah, I'm excited to finish this. So can't wait for it. And speaking of putting it back in my Scrappy Angel bag, since we're on Scrappy Angel, she sent me some bags just a couple weeks ago just to be generous because she's that kind of person. So I at least have to show these. Guys, she sent me an Erin Pecker bag. So this is her Erin bag named after moi.
Bring it closer to you.
Closer to me.
There you go.
But it's actually, it's got little peckers on it. I would say the other word, but I think that we would get canceled. So yes, look at this.
They're not the other word because they're females.
Oh, okay. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Let's open up this Erin bag. Boom, and there's that pop of yellow that I'm in love with. It's got a few pockets in here to keep all your notions and things. It has the wire frame that keeps your bag open. I already have one of these, and I use it all the time, mostly for hats and socks. Perfect for that, and I'm so happy that I have another one. Then we also have the Rebecca bag, which actually has two clear windows on each side, and then in the middle, boom, a pop of color. So it is gorgeous looking at this. She uses really nice fabric. Do you think this is Tula Pink or Allison Glass?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. But look, so you can keep your project in there. Also, your notions or anything that you need to, or patterns, so you don't have to leave it out. And then the very last one that she sent, because she's super generous, is the Rebecca pouch.
I think you're her biggest...
This is the Kimberly pouch. Now this only has one clear view on the front. Boom, I open it up. There is enough room in here for a couple skeins. You can do socks. So if it's in your room, it's right there. You can automatically see what's in it. And this was one of her Season's Greetings one with little Baby Yoda, and I forget what Baby Yoda's name was.
I want to say Glob.
It was Glob. So this is little Glob bursting out of a present. But now, check out Scrappy Angel. I just love her bags in general, and I love her because she's just a naturally born good person. So thank you so much, Angel, for sending these.
Boy,
that was very sweet of you.
I'm going to have to start calling her your girlfriend.
I'm going to give her a pen, and we'll be going steady pretty soon. No, check her out. Love it. Thank you very much.
And she's kind of nice.
Now, Chip, what are you making?
What am I making? All right. Okay, so here's where it's going to get real. I'm gonna. Sometimes you gotta call the baby ugly and tell the truth. So I love personally when you're sewing. So I'm gonna let you know for those who don't sew, those who knit. Sometimes you do some seams that no one else in the world is gonna see except you, and maybe if you're not quilting it, your long armer who is gonna see your sins. But generally speaking, when you're talking about any of your work, it's generally you can disguise some of your sins, and I'm gonna show you my sins.
I'm excited for it.
All right, so I can't believe this is turning into an AccuQuilt episode, but I decided I was going through and rummaging, and I still do want to make a gift for my neighbor. Our neighbor we go to and play, what is it? Munch? Munch.
German.
It's German Parcheesi.
Yeah.
And we go every Wednesday, and we still have yet to like give her Christmas gift. So I was actually like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I have had this die for so long, and it's like the oven mitt. Okay, everybody needs oven mitts, and most of them, they're funky, and it's like it's time to get new ones. So I was making them, and they require Insulbrite, which is the heat barrier, so that you don't actually burn yourself when you're taking hot items out of the oven. The whole purpose of an oven mitt. But what did Chip do?
He chipped it.
I chipped it. I made my layers, right? So you have an outer fabric and you have an inner fabric, and you need 2 of those. So you lay this down on your die. You go boom, it goes through the machine, and it cuts it out. Great, love it. Unfortunately, I didn't pay attention to the damn directions. The directions on the Insulbrite and on the AccuQuilt, they mentioned batting. I didn't put batting on either side of the Insulbrite. I was like, are you kidding me? I was on a Zoom call with my City Sampler peeps, and Tracy and Brendan. They were talking about like their process and how they were making it, because I was like, oh, I'm not really thrilled about the way that the cuff turned out. Like, I wish I could have done better. They look amazing. They look amazing. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't put additional batting on either side. So really, we don't know if I can scald the poor woman. So what I'm going to do instead is, now that I've quilted these layers already, yeah, I'm just going to get another thing of my Insulbrite. This will probably, one package makes you 4 mitts, so 2 pair. Yeah, I'm going to turn these into placemats, so she'll have matching placemats and matching mittens. But it's funny because this is the same fabric that Aaron used on his
My bag.
on his chip basket.
My chip basket.
So like, oh, you may have some really, too hot to handle knitting. Like, this is a hot project, and
I wanted to use this. Let's see if we can hear it.
that is not right.
That's what happened. That's all I gotta say.
I got rid of all my sounds, but yeah. So I'm gonna remake them. I have to get some more Insulbrite in the hood, and I'm gonna send these to a museum to say, hey, you know what? This was when he was not at his best. I feel like, remember when Lucy was like, I love Lucy, and she was trying to make herself a dress because
I do remember that.
Because Ricky wouldn't let her get buy a dress, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna get a sewing machine. She cuts out the carpet instead. I feel like this is my my Lucy moment. Like,
carpet.
what did I do? But they look good. So don't do what I did. I mean, like, the pattern couldn't be easier and more fun. Easy beginner project, but please use your layers.
Oh gosh, that's so funny.
And that's why I think it's okay to accept your flaws. It shows humility.
That's what Fiber Hustle does. We show flaws.
Warts and all. Anyway, so that's what I'm making.
Nice. I would never show a flaw like that. How embarrassing.
As you drop stitches.
What do I have left? Oh, I have a big flaw. That's why I said it, because it was a joke. So remember, before
This is good, gang. This is good.
This is a terrible story that I think I've only told 2 people, because I was like, I can't believe this happened. So it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were cleaning up our laundry room. We have a big laundry room for some reason. The house is small, laundry room huge. Something must have spilled, so it got on some towels, some other things, and spilled on one of my bags. What was in that bag, if you remember right, you don't remember right because you don't know what's in our laundry bag, but I started a cardigan that I was making myself, and the cardigan came out too big. This is what it looked like. Look, it's like almost down to my ankles. I look very sad in this picture.
I mean, you look like you're going to go crochet fishing.
I do look like I'm going to go crochet fishing. Fishing?
Fishing?
Fishing, I almost slipped there. So it spilled on that, not even thinking, because we're like, oh my gosh. So we threw...
Wait. This was supposed to be your Rhinebeck sweater.
It was Rhinebeck cardigan.
Cardigan, sorry.
A crochet cardigan that I didn't have a pattern for. So I was like, I'm just going to make all these crochet, like almost granny square kind of thing. Then I put it away for a while because I'm like, it's too big. Then I'm gonna have to rip stuff back. Anyways, long story, really short. I put towels and everything, not even thinking, into the washing machine. This is not super wash yarn. So that picture has become this. Let's see if I can it's like Chris Farley and fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat. It shrank up a lot. It felted itself. So if you're looking for something that you want to really shrink, I suggest Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn.
I gotta have a timeout. Erin, this was my first boyfriend when I was just a pup.
Who was? Oh, David Drake is here. I forgot that name.
Wow, David, mwah, Happy New Year.
Oh, isn't that special?
I was just thinking about you the other day. I literally was.
That's kind of fun that he's here. Hi, David. Back to me. Current boyfriend. If we zoom down, you can see that all those crochet squares have just went whoosh, and sucked themselves into whatever this is now. It's funny, but
It's
I was
so
like,
lovely felted.
It is so lovely felted. But I just can't believe that it happened. Well, I can't believe it happened because I was an idiot and threw it in the washing machine. But that's what's going on, gang. So this is, I don't know if it's ruined or if I can make something out of it, or I can give it to a 13-year-old
No, I think you could give it to
teenager.
Mrs. Kravitz. She's teeny.
She is kind of teeny, and it looks a little rock and roll, but a little not.
Leave all the unwoven ends. I mean, like, it's a look.
But crop tops were in last year. Will crop top cardigans be in this year?
They may be. I mean,
I can wear this as my new Pride outfit.
oh no, you give it to one of the boys that are obsessed with their knitted jock straps, and they just wear this, and they're gonna have all their 6-packs and.
I can give this to Rob, but Rob's tall. I'll give it to Jeff. Jeff, this is coming your way. No, but that's my little, since Chip had a oops story, this is my oops story. So.
I think it's hilarious. This thing has gone super size to super shrank.
I just, literally, I took it out of the washer. I was like, wait, I wasn't even, obviously I was not thinking, and it went straight.
So if you had made it like 10x.
Put fringe on it, somebody said.
If you had made
Liz
this
said put fringe
10x,
on.
you could have like a perfect fit.
True. So if I just make it double the size, it would. So it goes from duster to actually cardigan.
Duster.
A duster to a cardigan. But it's just. I put a lot of work into that. But
Okay, so Gary's saying, hey, Erin, why don't you just rock out the midriff?
Chip would not let me leave the house with my midriff out.
And then Dawn's saying, hey, it's a sweater pillow for the couch. That's not a bad idea.
I'm like,
And
that's not
I like that
really
it's
a
spelled.
bad idea, because it's soft-ish. Just kind of lay your head on it. But yeah, so that's the fun that we have had the last few days. That's what you get for cleaning the house. Something gets screwed up.
And Olivia, she said it felded nicely, and it's going to make a cozy blanket for our fur baby.
True. Maybe Seamus will want to come look at it.
Oh, wait, back to Rob. He wants it.
Damn it, Jeff. So Rob and Jeff will have to kind of do some arm wrestling for it and see what happens.
All right, where are we?
Okay, we are at, so that's all for
You made that?
You made that.
No. What are you making?
What are you making?
What are you
so
making?
That's all
done.
for your making. So what do we have left? We have had habits, things that people thought we should have, and we're gonna show off. I feel like, you know how you have everybody has that friend that's talking about their novel they're still working on. Oh, my novel, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna show you some stuff that we've been working on dye-wise and maybe basket-wise that will be coming to our shop. Again, somebody's writing a novel all the time. Hopefully our shop will be coming late February, early March. So do you guys want to see some of that? Hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care.
We want to see some likes.
Yeah, we want to see some likes.
Like and subscribe.
So, and those of you who said, I'm going to knit from my stash, add this to your stash so you can knit from it once we do go live. It's been a lot of work, gang, and we have been...
Yeah, so yes, you wouldn't believe the amount of energy and like thoughtfulness but really learning. We have been learning so much about what it takes to kickstart a small business. So it's been fun, but it's been a lot of work. So if we've been Houdini, this is the reason why. So Aaron, please show us some yarn.
Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of yarn. I'm not going to obviously show you all things, but
He has been...
So I do want to, some of you might have seen some of this on Instagram, but I'm excited about my albums. You know how I do some yarn that matches albums. So I want to show you a couple of them. Let's start off with one of my favorites, Iron Maiden. Maybe not one of your favorites, but I was like, how can I was going to come down here and change it to this. Oh, it's a little bit glare there, so I was like, how can I get the yellow and blue in there with a little sand color? Again, these are inspired, not always exactly the same, but obviously we need to keep the blue and red away and the yellow and red away. Sorry, yellow and blue because they make green. But I think I kind of did it, gang, with right here. Look at this. So we have the sand color, we have the yellow from this portion, and we have the blue. Totally in love with this one. There's a few of these. Got the new logo representing the care instructions, got the little sticker, all that good stuff. Then we're going to move on to Bon Jovi, New Jersey. And we're going to take Bon Jovi, New Jersey, and we're going to lay the Bon Jovi, New Jersey yarn right next to it, which just, come on. I mean, and I know a lot of New Jersey people are excited about this yarn. Then another one is the Doors Absolute Live. And I have tried to match it the best possible to get Jim's leather pants in there, get the blues and all that good stuff. So that is some of the yarn I have made that is album inspired, and I'm excited for it.
That is fun. I mean, like, Aaron is like, I'm more like, okay, are you diversified? Do we have, a collection? Da, da, da. And he's like, I'm an artist.
I'm like, don't bother the talent when I'm in the garage. But not everything is album inspired. I will have solids and stuff like that. So let's go through some of those. I will have the special yarn that's called Sunspots. This is a DK weight, obviously orange with a little bit of orange speckle. That is going to be my Sunspots. Then this one came out of nowhere because this is not my color. This one's Salmon I Am. But I was looking for a little bit of lighter colors for people in case they didn't want all the craziness. And this right here is my favorite one, and it's pretty much coming out true. This is the one I put on Instagram last week asking people for help to name it. And my friend Sandra actually, I agreed with her on her name, Golden Kelp. So this one is just gorgeous. This is part of
I'm loving all of this.
This is my 80/20 2-ply. And then we have this kind of periwinkle color, which I am calling Henry Periwinkler, because get it? Instead of periwinkler, it's Harry Winkler, periwinkle. Okay, little stupid jokes in there. I'm loving that one. Loving them.
Wait. So what is that?
Henry Periwinkler. It's hard to name these things, guys. I mean, I reach out to people all the time. I'm like, I need a little help with this one. We're only a few more. Then certain combinations will probably look good together. I mean, come on. This one's called So Deep. It would totally go with dumpster juice. Now they say you shouldn't name names that maybe are a little bit
Off-putting?
But this really, my friend in high school had a band, and they had a song called Dumpster Juice. And while I was dyeing this one, I was like, well, this looks like dumpster juice. But if you pair it with something, it's gonna look amazing. Okay, there's 4 more. We have 1980 and something, which is just a very light speckle. There's some light, really kind of 80s color. But then there's 1985, which the light speckle became a heavier speckle. But tell me you can't put these two together and make a shawl with some light speckles, and then it gets a little bit deeper. I am telling you, you need to do that. And if you notice, I have UX one-of-a-kinds yarn mops. We have made all our UX have a different colored label, almost like a collector item, than our regular label. So they're a little bit of blue and green, which are chippenized colors. This one's called It Was a Clown Explosion. So this is going to be perfect in someone's arsenal. There's only 3 of these. Once we open up, that's a DK weight. And the very last one I'm showing is, you have to say this one, you kind of have to say this one as a question, can I swim in there? Because it has some blue like the ocean, but yet there's some little red marks in here, little splotches of red, because you really ask yourself before you jump into the ocean, can I swim in there? Because I don't know what's going on that caused those little red things in the water, but I would ask that.
But that was intentional.
But that was intentional. So these, everybody, are just some things that I have been working on, and I'm super excited that hopefully sometime soon, these will end up at someone's house. They will end up on Instagram, or pictures that you can send me just in general saying, hey, look what I've made out of your yarn, because nothing's going to make me feel better than that actual thing. So it will be fiberhustle.com. If you go there now, there's really nothing happening, but I think you can...
you can sign up for the mailing list.
You can sign up for the mailing list.
Email.
And there might be like a little like, hey, everybody, if for those that sign up for the mailing list, maybe there'll be like a day early preview or something like that of the shop. So yeah, that is what I have been working on yarn-wise.
And what has actually been funny is that Erin, this is actually coming out of, I think Carrie was the one who really inspired you. And I know that she and Deb have taken you under their wing.
Oh, yeah, you know, I mean, like, I talk to Carrie all the time about yarn dyeing. You have no idea how grateful I am.
Poor thing. Carrie is like, I think she's going to charge by the, if you say one more word, I'm charging you $500. One more word.
Yes. My friend Deb at Serial Knitters has been amazingly grateful. Nancy has been insanely grateful. Then Kevin from Needles at the Ready has been really grateful. Pretty Twisted Skeins has been amazing. Just little questions like that. Everybody's just been super, super great to me. So I really appreciate it. So I just need to get the yarn now in everybody's hands. And I need to knit with it because I don't have that much stock of it. So there's things I'm like, oh, I want to knit this and try it. But I'm like, but then that's going to take it out of the...
All right, so I have a question. Carrie's saying winter 2023. I'm confused. Are we still in winter 2022?
No, but then I guess technically winter does start on December 21st.
Jeez, a piece.
So we will say...
We're going to say within a month or so.
Within a month or so. Yeah, somebody asked that before. I'm like, what are you talking about? I forgot, the whole, December 21st. Because actually when winter starts and solstice and all that stuff. So yes, we're going to say probably the end of February, beginning of March. Yeah, we're just trying to figure it all out and get there. Yeah, thank you. Pretty Twisted Yarns, not Pretty Twisted Skeins. Yes, Pretty Twisted Yarns.
Can I ask me?
No, I'm done. The show is over. We ended on a high note. Chip, well, it's not really what are you making. Would you like to show
Yes, I'm
some
excited.
of show your basket?
Yes, I would.
All right.
So, okay, so
That's what y'all been
I
waiting
have
for.
been nagged and nagged and nagged. Thankfully, I have been nagged. It's a lovely problem to to have. But yes, I am doing the chip baskets, and I'm trying to finish. I have absolutely one finished, right? And you got a little glimpse on Instagram. So, drum roll, please. I have a collection of baskets in 3 different sizes, and there's actually going to be 4, but there's going to be 3 at launch. And the collection, I have a collection. I have a collection. It's behind the barn, and I am so excited. So we have 3 different sizes, as I said. What I love about these is that there is a snap button, and then you've got quilting inside and out, and we even got our little tag that says chip basket. And I love this top stitching. Seriously, one of the reasons why it has taken so long to really come along with this is just the equipment and the cost. So it's like I wanted to make sure that I was able to produce these, that I'm going to be consistent, and like I need the tools. So one of the things that I had to get over was I invested, and it's actually, we're in my new sewing space, as my new industrial sail right, and it's called the Fabricator. And man, like this machine will sew through vinyl or leather in like 10 pieces. Like it is ready to do some heavy duty sewing. So like I have foam that's on the inside, times two, and it's like that is a lot of layers. And my poor Bernina, you know, as much as she costs, it's a home sewing machine, and it's too much. And let alone, I have done a lot of baskets, and I'm about 2/3 of the way done. So I'm getting to that finish line, but there is no way that my machine would have been able to hold up and do this. So now that I have the sail right, it's completely been a game changer, because it's like I mean, like I'm like used to doing an industrial sewing machine, and it's been so much fun. When I go back to my Bernina, it's kind of like, ooh, the needle's so thin and the thread is so thin, it's so delicate. And it's like, this thing, there's no thread cutter, it only does a straight stitch, but what it does fabulously.
It needs to come with a steam whistle.
So, like, I have a man sewing machine now. So, behind the barn is this guy, and this is, I have the
collection. The collection's called Behind the Barn.
So, we've got, and I'm going to have to start throwing these.
Look at these. I'll put them.
So, the only thing I have left to do on these is I need to do some top stitching, but I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to do the same top stitching, and then all it does is you need a snap button. This is, I'm calling the Chippo. It's the extra large. And then I have the Chipper, which is the large. And then I have the Chippy, which is the other one. And so these are the 3 sizes that I'm starting with, and I'm so excited. So we've got 3 different sizes, 10 different flavors. So we've got a blue, and I'm telling you, gang, this is this wool flannel or flannel wool. It is so soft and snuggly. Like, definitely you want to go behind the barn and have some private time while you're knitting. I love this blue. So we're doing this really fast. Then we have, I always think of, when I see this one, I think of
Cabin Boy Knits.
Cabin Boy Knits. Like, this just looks like something that I'd love to see him feature. Cabin Boy Knits. And then if you like some teal, we got teal. I absolutely am going crazy. I've been busy. What color is this? This one's like a cherry color. You like cherries? I bet you do. And I can't wait for people to actually finally get them in their hands. So we got brown if you're a bear. Grr.
For other people as well.
So
that's the last one.
Oh, and this is the last one, of course. You've seen the yellow, or like this golden color, and I'm telling you, there's still 3 more colors. I've got a green, I think I've got 2 greens over there. I don't remember. But there's 10 colors in all, and these will be up on the shop. So get on that mailing list if you can, because it's going to be first come, first serve. You know, it's like we don't have an endless supply, but I hope you guys will really enjoy. And one person on Instagram, when I was saying that I was making the chip baskets, and she's like, I hope there's one called Behind the Barn. And I was like, she nailed it. That was like, that's the collection.
The whole collection. And yeah, I'm excited for the store.
Yeah.
Anything from Fiber Hustle is guaranteed to improve your knitting and crocheting.
Love it.
That's just what it is.
So, okay, where does that leave us?
That was a lot.
We just took you on a whirlwind. Like, this is why we've been Houdini.
Yes, we've been so busy doing this. We have had to have it.
Oh, or things that people thought you should have.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
I think you should start.
Okay. So, during the holiday season, our Thursday night knit night had a gift exchange for skeins, and Kevin over at Needles at the Ready chose my name, and he has sent me this amazing skein from Leading Men Fiber Arts. It is a sport weight colorway of Fright Night, 328 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino. So I am super excited. I'm trying to think if this, it looks to me like it might be a little self-striping, but I am not 100% sure. And I have never knit with anything sport weight, so I'm really curious to know what this is gonna do. And I love the way their packaging is really nice. It's one of those things that when you start trying to start a business, you look at other people's packaging, you're like, oh, that looks really nice. But Kevin, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And just going on off the our Thursday night knit night, our friend Michael from Piece to Piece, from Piece for Piece Crafting, went to South Africa for the holiday season. I got a box last week. Surprise! I was like, "What's this?" He has sent me 2 of the most lovely blue skeins of yarn I have ever seen in my life. Like, if you're thinking of colors of blue that someone that is me and what I want, this is exactly the color. So this is...
And actually, all the colors are really showing true to color on your screen. They should be showing.
Oh, they are. It's amazing. It's Cowgirl Blues, Merino DK. I don't know what the CA is, but it's 100 grams, 100% wool, super wash. And then this is the color of indigo, made in South Africa. I was so surprised when I got this, and I was just, it just totally made my day. You know how I wasn't having a bad day, but you know, you just have just a day. So when I came home to this package that also had little chocolates in it, it was just like, this has made my day. And I can't wait to make something out of this, because I'll be like, this yarn is from South Africa. I've not had that before in my life. So Michael, I'm really excited for this.
You spoiled him.
It's a hell of a spoil. And I'm super excited. And I think I talked to him that day. I go, I feel like this is Kevin's color as well. So I go, I'm glad I got it and Kevin didn't. But maybe Kevin did. I don't know. But because Kevin and I have the same colorway palettes. I'll take a break with what did you had to have it, or what did somebody think you needed to have?
So I was gifted when we went to Rhinebeck. Nancy over at Charlie G Yarns was kind enough to give everybody some yarn, and she gave me some, and I looked at it and I looked confused when I was sitting down. She's walking around giving it to everybody, and I was just like, oh, okay, thanks, Nancy. And I get, Erin, you get 2. And she snatched it right out of my hand, and she said, no, you're getting socks. But I didn't have time to make them yet. And this one is called Zoom Besties Rhinebeck 2022. And she did. She made me some socks. But it gets better. Apparently, you're not supposed to wash them in the washing machine and put them in the dryer. But you know what, gang? I did, and they did fine.
We were looking for these socks, and then he goes, well, I just took them out of the dryer. I go, what? You put these, they're super wash, so yes, but my superwash socks, I always do a little soaking and then I do a spin dry, lay them flat to dry, because that's what I do. But
I'm not a knitter.
He's just like, luckily, they turned out perfect.
Perfect. And Nancy, thank you so much, because I love them. I actually grabbed these out of the hamper because I have been wearing them. It's so cold in the house during the day when the heat shuts off, and I love these. So thank you.
We haven't had an episode of Who's Been Knitting Socks for My Man in a long time. So it was nice that you actually got some socks.
So, okay, I need others who are in the knitting game to back me up. Who out there actually still washes and machine dries their knits?
Their knits?
Their knits.
Their knits. Well, maybe that'll be next week's poll, but then that leaves out the quilters. We'll figure out something because, do you hand wash a quilt, or do people get out like the old bucket and the... What's the thing?
Yes, let's drag it over some metal, and while somebody's playing the banjee.
The banjee and the dong, dong, dong,
No,
dong.
you can machine wash a quilt, yes.
We do, but we use color catchers.
We use a hell of a lot of color catchers. And Nancy, I love these socks, thank you. Because somebody will not make me a sweater or socks still.
But I made you a lot of other things.
Wash dishcloths.
I mean, just last week I made you a box of like mac and cheese.
Move on. What else? What do you got?
See? Ungrateful. That might be it for me. I did so...
Oh, wait. Holly has got my back. She says, I'm knitting socks for my man right now, and he is addicted, and we machine wash and hang dry our socks. So she's with me
the
halfway.
first part like you did, but she didn't. The dryer is so like, I'm going to rip stuff up, and you never know what's going to happen.
Do you see that one?
No, I did
Dawn
not.
says, my husband does the laundry and many a felted sock.
Oh, Dawn, that sounds sad. See, that's why I don't want felted socks. You don't want those little balls and pills.
Okay,
and all that
I
stuff.
hear you. We're going to machine wash and air dry if superwash. I hear you.
I mean, should there be
Message
some kind of
received.
punishment that Chip should have to go through? Because I don't want him to stop doing his own laundry. But yet, if it's something like that, I don't think he should.
What did people think you had to have?
No, that's all. So, but when a couple weeks ago, it was probably about a month ago, I went to Bainbridge Island to play some music with my friend, and I stopped by the Lamb and Kid. Oh my gosh, guys, have you been there or heard of the Lamb and Kid? For some reason, I was like, it's kind of my birthday week, so I'm going to buy a couple skeins of yarn. I have to show you these because you feel this one.
Oh my God.
They feel amazing. So this is Lamb and Kid. This is 65% yak, 35% cashmere, but it's only 50 grams and 150 yards. What I plan to do is make a hat, a little bit of very light color work with these two together and wear
I have never felt something so soft.
Yeah, this one is more of it was a bluish color, but now it's looking black inside the house, but that's probably just because...
I can see the blue in it.
Okay. Yeah, but I have never purchased yak in cashmere yarn. With that said, it's a little pricey, so this might be my only purchase of yak and cashmere yarn, but it is so amazingly soft and luscious that you just want to roll around naked in it.
I mean, check out the Lamb and Kid.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And they're at thelamandkid.com.
Mm-hmm. They are in Bainbridge Island. It is really an amazing place. What about you?
That I had to purchase?
Yeah, or did you get anything else?
Okay, so I'm on with my gang. We do our Saturdays on Zoom, and Brendan is now an influencer because he got us all, at least 2 or 3 of us, to buy some pins. So these are some magic pins, and Fizz was the first one when Brendan mentioned this. Fizz was the first one who says, "What do you mean, these?" And she shows me them. These are pins that they have a silicone at the tip, and what's nice is that if you're pinning a block as you're doing your assembly, you're seaming things together so that if you have any of your points that need to meet up, you put a pin in there. And then if need be, sometimes you need to give it a little press with the hot iron, but these magic pins, apparently you can iron on them. And what's really cool is that they make different diameters. So this one's more of a regular size, so more of a universal pin, but they actually make pins that are even smaller in diameter. So where these are 6 millimeters in diameter, they actually have a 4 millimeter. And so I got 2 packs of those, and I'm gonna let you know, I haven't even taken them out of the pack. I got 2 packs of those. But then I also got myself some magic pins for the long arm. So the length of the pin itself is actually longer, and I can put this into the leader and not have to hurt my fingers. I'm gonna let you know how these work, because those traditionally what we all use is like that pearl looking corsage pin. Almost all quilters use corsage pins as they're pinning the whole quilt to the leader. And, we have to pin it in place so that when we're quilting, the whole thing doesn't move around. It gives us that stability. So I'm really anxious to see how these are going to work out. And I'm hoping if they're really magic, I'm not going to actually push them into my skin as I'm working on the long armor. Every long armor has gotten bit by their pins on the long arm. And like, if they're magic, if it does prick me, then I'm not going to get any blood on the on the quilt.
Wouldn't that be the worst if you're actually working on someone's like white quilt and you're like, somebody sent you a quilt and you...
All right, so Mom and Pop, she uses them.
She does.
Merlin?
She does use them.
She uses them. So, yeah, please do.
Tran uses them as well.
Tran does?
I thought she said magic pins
She
are
does.
great.
She says magic pins are great. So, they actually make all kinds of flavors. So, I'm just going to put them on my wish list for Christmas.
They'd be good stocking stuffers, I bet.
Yeah. So, that's all I had to have. Angel, I see you have to go. Bye-bye.
I have just one other thing. While I was in Bainbridge Island, actually the first place I stopped to was Heart to Heart. Lisa owns that. I've met Lisa before. She watches the show as well. So I went to Heart, cute little shop in Paulsbo. So if you're at Lamb and Kid on Bainbridge Island, just go maybe 20 minutes to Paulsbo. And I picked up this Scout 100% wool, 275 yards yarn. I've seen it before, but I was like, oh, I'm at Lisa's shop, so I'm going to buy something. And I got this, and I think this might be a hatch hat because it's a gorgeous blue color, and it's totally me. You know me, I'm into blue these days, a really deep blue. So Lisa, loved your shop. Sorry I did not get to see you while I was there because she left just a little bit before I got there. So that made me sad.
Aw.
But her and I will connect sometime. But yes, Heart to Heart in Paulsbo. Definitely stop by because it's a cute little shop.
Do they have quilting stuff?
No, but there is a quilting store right down the street is what they have said. I think we met someone at the Sewing Expo like 3 years ago. I can see her in a chair and she said she was from Paulsbo.
Oh.
And you talked to her, she had long black hair, and that's all I remember.
I may have bought the pattern from her.
Yes, that's exactly so. Paulsbo's got it on. Got it all. And when we're there, it was Christmas time. I was there. There were people were loading Christmas trees at a Christmas tree farm, and they had little elf ears, and I thought that was super cute. So yeah.
Cute. Oh, all right. So
I think this is
the last. Someone thought I had to have this. So Kelly over at Knit Swag. She is a meticulous designer. She uses her design skills for computer illustrations, and she turns them into lovely, lovely knit swag. So like cups and like she makes so many things. Go to Knit Swag and check it out. But she was generous enough. She made an actual snowflake quilt, knitted snowflake pattern, and uploaded it to Spoonflower. So if you're really looking for a unique, and gang, we've all seen the knitted fabrics before, and sometimes I feel like now you can tell a fake Fendi from the real thing, because she uses her design skills and then her knowledge of knitting to actually make accurate depictions of knit items. And then when you get your cup or you get your whatever the object is, in this case it's going to be fabric from Spoonflower, it's going to look like the real deal for a knitted item. So she gave me a couple of a stack of fat quarters, and I might try to make a chipette. I don't know if I have one. It's the small chipette basket
so cool.
out of these. So I have purple, Carrie, look, purple. And then we've got like a lime. And the nice thing is on Spoonflower, Kelly, she doesn't have to take care of everything. She's done all the work for you. All you have to do is order it, and she gets a commission. So love it if you support her. And then we have a blue, and I'm so excited, Erin. We haven't done this in this good a job in a long time. The color that we're seeing on the screen really is the color that we're getting in real life. So we've got blue, we've got red. That's just so much fun. I love these.
That was really nice.
Got some green, and then aqua. Is this aqua? I think we're going to call it aqua.
Sea foam green?
Yeah. So she does such, and she's a nice lady too. She really is a nice lady, and definitely somebody I enjoy supporting. But yeah, oh, and I think she sent Ray and Kevin some luggage.
Oh, that was last year. They had some luggage sent to them.
So that's the same lady who did this.
And just hoodies. I'm doing this because it's a hood that I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
Some hoodies a few months ago, I think.
So you want to look for, if you're interested, you want to go to spoonflower.com, and then there was
I put in the word knitted snowflake, I think.
It's the knitted snowflake?
It came up automatically.
I lost my little, here it is. All right, so on that, you want to look for petal signature cotton, and this is just the design is the snowflake, and the designer is Knit Swag. So love it on Spoonflower.
Nice.
Kelly, great job. And that's all, really seriously, that's all I've new to me.
That's all I have too. I mean, is it time to do like a little Q&A if anybody has any questions? If not, then...
Yeah, let's do it.
If anybody has any questions that they just have to ask the hustlers, now's the time to do it. We can try to take a few of them, because that's what we do. If nobody has questions, then we'll get back to you soon. Again, we're still working on the shop, and we'll let everybody know when it is going to do its thing. Because of the shop, we probably will not have a February bingo, just because that will take time away. But once the shop launches, we'll come back to having bingos again.
One question was, where do people sign up for the shop? So if you go, it'll be in the show notes, but you can go to fiberhustle.com, and you can, and we're just going to call now winter 2023, but all we're asking for is an email address, and then, hey, we'll let you know when things are going to go live to the public. And yeah, you get a sneak preview and you get to go. So right now, all it's up is the email link, but we're working on the rest. So cool. That was that one.
That was that one.
And
don't forget the thumbs up. Why are you so cute? I'm assuming that's to both of us because we're both pretty adorable. This is falling off.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
I'll thank my parents for you.
Okay, this one's for us, you.
Which one I can't? Which one are we doing? Okay, are you planning to travel to Fiber Festival this year? Not sure. Of course, we want to go to Rhinebeck again, but I don't know if it's in the cards. We're lightly talking about it, trying to see if that will work. I know that there's Fiber Fusion here in Washington State in June. We also lightly talked about going to Knit City, Vancouver.
I have never been.
In September. I've never been to Vancouver, I've been to Victoria Island. We still have to get our passports and everything. That's probably the biggest pain in the butt.
You have to go to the bank.
I got to go to the bank today. So obviously Knit City, Vancouver would probably be easiest for us because it's a 3-hour drive across the border, things like that. And I think that's really it. And we're lightly, again, kind of talking about Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, which takes place in July.
Yes, and we're going to meet Fizz there.
Hopefully we're going to meet Fizz there.
And Carrie.
And Carrie. And we haven't proposed that to Rob yet, but we talked about Rob too.
Rob, you're going to be coming.
Rob, we just told you about it. I was going to text you a couple days ago.
Put it on your calendar.
So yeah, we might be going to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show.
Aaron.
Yes. Aaron, have you got any other band colorways you would like to try? I have tons of other band colorways I'd like to try. I also take the suggestions, but majority of the time when I'm doing the colorways, it's something that I actually own and actually listen to. So I know there's been some Led Zeppelin requests. I don't listen to Zeppelin. I don't hate Zeppelin, but I don't own any Zeppelin. I know that's like, what? And just things like that. So if it's in my collection, I'm more than happy to look at it and do something with it. So yeah.
Which is really nice. So if he's playing their music as he's creating, we don't necessarily have the same taste in music, so it's so nice that he's in the garage.
Our music tastes are way.
I'm Sade, okay?
He's Sade and nothing else. So it's either Sade or nothing. I am literally everything. So yes.
Or TikTok songs.
Well, yes, he loves his TikTok playlist and Sade. And Janet Jackson, Whitney, and literally that is it.
Yes. There was, okay, Valerie, man, you're hitting a hot topic for this one. Will you resume the quilt stream?
Yeah,
and
will you?
I have not killed it, but like I am so spread thin right now. So the answer is, I think yes. I was close to saying yes, I was going to close it, but I don't think it's time yet. And it may take on a different format, but I'm marinating on it. So yes, I will resume at some point, but I think let's get the shop up and standing on its feet first, and then first, I mean, the first thing is always Fiber Hustle, then it's the shop, then it's the quilt stream. So I know the pecking order.
And Olivia, you did not miss the answer. I think Olivia asked if there was like a newsletter or anything like that. If you go to fiberhustle.com, we just at least have your email address that will email everybody that say, hey, the store and shop is going to open at this time.
Exactly.
So there's not really a newsletter.
And Beatrice, she wants Stevie Wonder.
I have several Stevie Wonder albums, but I can see if I can try to make it work.
Okay.
That might be it.
I think that's it.
And if we skipped it, we apologize because there's a lot of comments. So if we didn't see yours, you can always just Instagram us, not live us, but send us a message and we'll answer anything that you want to know.
Exactly. So I think this is the fun part. We're going to say, hey, like and subscribe. You know the drill. If you haven't already liked, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell, get notified, and then you're going to do a poll. You're trying to do the poll?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a poll every Wednesday. Again, polls don't always work. No, polls don't work at all on the iPad. I don't know why. So polls, if they come up on your TV, if you're watching, or if you're watching this on your cellular device, you can answer our polls. And polls are just fun because we get to learn more about you guys and just kind of what the hustlers are doing. Not necessarily about you guys, but what the hustlers are doing.
They are the hustlers.
I know, that's what I said. What are the hustlers doing?
All right, so
Cool.
I think that's it. I think we've hammered it. We came in at an hour, a nice 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's good.
I hope you guys got some projects done.
And we're going to go out and see the sun because it has been sunny for a month. So I'm ready to get out there.
Okay, so sign up, go to fiberhustle.com, go to Scrappy Angel, go to Kelly at Knitswag, go to...
Yeah, go to Kara's Keepsakes, because she's the one that made our mugs and
Thank
our
you.
tumblers. And Maximum Yarnage, Michelle, thank you so much for the yarn. I'm excited for this one. It smells good. All right. And Yoan,
Play us out.
Come on, huh. You gotta get your heart